Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Hialeah Speedway in Hialeah, Florida. My name's Roby Hell, Mark Bishardi alongside, and Doug Rice in the pit area. We're here this evening for the running of the BG Products 100 for the Hooters Formula Cup cars, and also we will have the RC Cola 100 for the Hooters Cup late models. A lot of tradition at this racetrack. It's been in operation since 1954, and Mark, a lot of history at this racetrack. A lot of great race car drivers made their start at this facility.
Right, a lot of people know the names of Bobby Allison, Donnie Allison, Red Farmer, Will Cagle, just to name a few that have come out here. And we've got a few coming home for the first time in a couple years to race it at Hialeah, so that ought to make it exciting too.
And really not known that much for open wheel racing. A lot of stock car racing history here at Hialeah, and we're going to start out tonight with the Hooters Formula Cup cars in quite a battle that we'll be talking about throughout the evening between Anthony Lazzaro that you see on the screen in car number 1, the Jackaroo Van Diemen, and he'll be starting on the pole position. Alan May starting 10th, just 8 points behind him. Weather conditions tonight here in beautiful South Florida, 78 degrees under crystal clear skies. It's just been a beautiful weekend here in the Miami area. There you see the track conditions. Track temperature 84 degrees and pancake flat. And when we say pancake flat, we're not exaggerating, Mark.
No, we're not. The joke around here is that when it rains, the water runs to the outside of the racetrack to tell you how flat it is here. So it ought to be a pretty good race, especially for these open wheel cars. It'll be kind of like running an Indy.
Boy, that's exactly right. I kind of look at this with the Formula 2 cars, the Hooters Formula Cup cars, and compare them, let's say, with an Indy car, and you take the scale, and this will look a lot like the Indy cars racing at the Milwaukee Mile.
Yeah, it will, and these fans are in for a treat tonight. These guys really put on a good show, so there's a lot of South Miami fans that'll be seeing this for the first time.
Tonight's Hooters Sports Production is brought to you by Hooters, home of nearly world-famous chicken wings. By Jackaroo Barbecue Sauce, it's not just for barbecue anymore. By Naturally Fresh, nature's finest, blended naturally. By Goodyear, #1 in racing, #1 in tires. And by Red Dog, be your own kind of dog. And we are getting set for a great run tonight. The Formula cars are on the speedway, getting set to go into their starting lineup formation. And we have got a great looking field of these Formula cars. And as we said, Mark, a good point battle between Anthony Lazzaro, who will start on the pole. He was the second fastest qualifier, but by virtue of the draw, as the top 10 qualifiers do draw for their starting positions, he'll start on the pole position. And Alan May, who was the third fastest qualifier, he'll start back in the 10th spot. And Alan May has just not had any luck at all this year on the draw, but he's still within 6 points of the point lead, which he held throughout most of the year.
Yeah, he just lost it in the last couple races. I think it was the last race we ran, the Twin 50s at DeSoto. So he's got a long ways to come through this field, but he's got the talent to do it. And like we said, it's been the luck of the draw tonight.
And we've also got quite a battle going for the rookie point standings. Let's check in with Doug Rice in the pit area with this report.
It's been an outstanding season for the Hooters Formula Cup drivers, and an amazing 3 out of the top 9 drivers belong to this year's rookie class. First of all, a student at the University of Miami and originally from Bogota, Colombia, Nelson Calais. Nelson, currently you rest tonight. You had a great run in DeSoto in our last Formula race. What have you learned this season?
Oh, this has been a really great season. I have to thank D'Agostino crew, Luis D'Agostino, Elite Engines, and Ron Altavallaro. They've helped me throughout the whole year. I had a real tough break during the middle of the season with 3 crashes, and just a learning experience. It was my first year in the Formula cars. Thanks to last race, we are better now. We did a 2nd place there and a 5th place, so that was kind of a relief for me. And I just wish I have good luck today. I have good things for the next year.
Nelson Calais, of course, he'll be a hometown favorite. He is a senior at the University of Miami, and of course not too far away here from Hialeah Speedway. Currently holding down the 7th place overall in points, and he's been a challenger all year long for the Rookie of the Year, Tim Richardson. Tim, the learning curve in your rookie season is pretty fierce, isn't it?
Very much so. We've had our ups and downs. We've qualified real well, and unfortunately, the times we've qualified well, we've had bad draws for the starting positions. But all in all, we've had a really fun year. I'd like to thank my car owner, Larry Knight, for just giving me the opportunity to come out here. Quicksilver race engines and Primus Racing just been helping me all year learn the car and, you know, get good race setups and hopefully get some good race finishes here.
Tim Richardson right now, he is 2nd overall in the rookie point battle, 7th overall in points in the Formula Cup division for the Hooters Racing Series. And of course the leader in rookie points and last week's winner, Nathan Leiber. Nathan, outstanding. It looks like you've got the rookie point battle wrapped up and you've got a victory on the shelf.
I tell you what, it's great. I mean, this year has been really tough for me. We started off the year in an old car, and we've made it work. Now that we've got Primus Racing behind me, and I've got a Quicksilver engine, I'm running really well. In the last 2 races, a 1st and a 2nd, it's been great.
Actually, we should say these guys started off the year as rookies, but as many races as have been so far this season, it looks like all of them are just about ready to graduate to the sophomore class. Let's go back to Mark and Roby up in the booth.
And we'll be right back right after these messages, so stay with us. We'll be lining them up for the start of the BG Products 100 for the Hooters Formula Cup cars live from Hialeah Speedway in Hialeah, Florida. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Helm, Mark Bishardi and Doug Rice in the pits, back with you from Hialeah Speedway in Hialeah, Florida for the BG Products 100 for the Hooters Formula Cup cars. And here's your starting lineup. Going from the pole position, the point leader and defending champion in car number 1 out of Ackworth, Georgia, the Jackaroo Barbecue Sauce, BG Products, Van Diemen, Anthony Lazzaro. On the outside of row 1 in car number 33 out of Pembroke Park, Florida, it'll be Brent O'Neill. David Elliott in car number 10 out of Leeburn, Georgia, in the Progressive Motorsports Red Line Oil. Van Diemen starts on the inside of row 2. Outside the second row in car number 5 out of Long Beach, California, the Arnett Sunglasses Simpson Racing, Van Diemen for Sam Schmidt. One of the rookies you heard from earlier, Nelson Calais in car number 22, starts on the inside of row 3 out of Bogota, Colombia, in the Auto Craze Intern Export, Van Diemen. On the outside of row 3, a winner, another rookie driver that won last time out at DeSoto Speedway out of Ellenwood, Georgia, Nathan Lieber in car number 30. Fourth row on the inside, Kyle Concert, car number 27 out of Waterford, Michigan, the K&K Maintenance, Van Diemen. Starting on the outside of row 4 in car number 72 out of Owings Mills, Maryland, in the Night Precast Concrete, Van Diemen. It'll be Tim Richardson. John Calcutt, car number 45, starts on the inside of the 5th row out of Rockford, Illinois, in the Rock River Ford. On the outside of the 5th row, currently 2nd in the point standings, just 8 points behind Anthony Lazzaro out of Dallas, Texas, in car number 99, the Red Dog Beer, Van Diemen for Alan May. Starting on the inside of the 6th row in car number 3, the STP Oil Treatment Special out of Des Moines, Iowa, it'll be John Renda. Outside of row 6 in car number 61 out of Marietta, Georgia, Hal Corbin. Frank Pisarczyk out of Jupiter, Florida, car number 44, starts on the inside of the 7th row, and on the outside of row 7 in car number 32, it'll be John Gioliberti out of West Palm Beach, Florida, in the Electronic Tungsten Industries, Van Diemen. That's your starting lineup for this evening's Hooters Formula Cup. BG Products 100 in the field forming up now behind the pace car as we are just a couple of laps away from green flag racing. Field coming off of turn 4 now. You can see the flat corners here at the 1/3 mile Hialeah Speedway. Good looking crowd on hand. They're on their feet waving at the drivers. You can see the drivers waving back to the good crowd assembled here right outside of Miami here in Hialeah, Florida. We're just northwest of Miami, and it's always great to come here to Hialeah Speedway. A lot of tradition here and a lot of good exciting action, and this is really going to be a challenge for the drivers, Mark.
And I talked to several of the drivers. They were really looking forward to this race tonight. They felt like this was a very challenging racetrack, something that they could really show their skills at. They figured it would be a driver's racetrack. Some of them kind of told me this was a road course with all left-hand turns.
These cars are pretty much, like you say, on a road course, set up to run on pretty much flat corners, so it's going to be a driver's battle, and I know that the crews have been working hard to get these cars dialed in and getting them set up. The pace car is coming in. We're going to be looking for the green flag from starter Tony Boswell next time around as we get set for the BG Products 100 for the Hooters Formula Cup cars here at Hialeah Speedway. Anthony Lazzaro on the pole position, Brett O'Neill on the outside. Here they come off the 4th turn, and the green flag is out, and we're racing. Anthony Lazzaro, he'll grab the lead in turn number 1 as they head down the back straightaway. There you see David Elliott. He started in 3rd, got the move underneath, and a lot of times the guy that starts 3rd here, Mark, has a definite advantage over the outside pole sitter.
Yeah, you really have to get a run off the corners to be able to stay on the outside, and it's hard to do that on a restart or the original start. So David Elliott definitely had the advantage. There we see Alan May trying to work his way up through the field.
And Alan May working his way up through there very well, and you can't count him out. This is a tough place to pass. He started 10th, and he's really going to have to work hard to get up there. We've got trouble in turn number 1.
It looked like Brent O'Neill and somebody got into him. I couldn't quite see who it was.
It looked like Brent O'Neill and Tim Richardson up there battling for position in turn number 1. Looked like they got together a little bit. I saw 2 cars get together down there, and perhaps maybe Brent O'Neill just got caught up in that chain reaction deal down there. We'll have to wait and see if we've got a replay on that and see what happened in turn number 1. And we do have a replay. We'll have it for you shortly as the field is regrouping under the caution, as we do have 12 laps in the books, or 2 laps in the books rather. So car number 1, Anthony Lazzaro, is your leader. David Elliott in the 2nd spot, and Brent O'Neill was running 3rd when the spin happened in turn number 1.
Well, we were watching some of the drivers just a little while ago, and it seemed like every time they go into the turns, it seemed like they were a little loose. They're trying to feel this racetrack out under racing conditions.
And let's take a look at the replay and see what happened to Brent O'Neill in turn number 1. Trying to get down and cover that inside. Looked like he got together with Nelson Calais in the number 22 car, Mark.
Yeah, he did. It seemed like Calais was trying to get underneath of him going down the straightaway. And I don't know whether Brent O'Neill didn't know he was there or Calais drifted up into him.
And we've just gone back to green flag action with Anthony Lazzaro on the point. David Elliott in the 2nd spot. And it looks like Tim Richardson in the 72 car moving up into 3rd. That's the red car with the yellow wings that you see in your picture. And right now you see the field coming down the back straightaway. There you see the number 3 car, John Renda, car number 3. We're carrying the STP oil treatment colors tonight.
Well, it's good to see new sponsors coming into the series. John Renda's had a pretty decent year. We don't talk about him a whole lot because it seems like so far all year it's been Alan May and Anthony Lazzaro, but it's a good young racer. And there we have Sam Smith on the screen. Sam's had an excellent year. He's been hot and cold, but still considered a pretty good year.
Sam running back in the 7th spot in car number 5, the Arnett Sunglasses Simpson Racing Van Diemen, and also a teammate to Anthony Lazzaro, both cars out of the Team Atlanta stables out of Atlanta, Georgia. And Sam Schmidt with a couple victories this season on the Hooters Formula Cup Trail. So we'll look to see if he can move up on this tough and challenging racetrack as Anthony Lazzaro continues to hold about a 2-car length advantage now for David Elliott in car number 10. And David Elliott has visited the winner's circle before in car number 10 as we saw him make those slipstream moves at USA International Speedway, where we will be traveling to in 2 weeks. He was the winner there, but I'm not sure he's going to be able to pull that move off here at Hialeah Speedway.
No, this is a very tough racetrack. You don't have the speeds, although this is a very quick track. But talking about the next race, I think David Elliott's going to move into a late model for that late run race.
We saw David Elliott driving at Toledo Speedway in the late model earlier this year and kind of had a rough outing, so I know that he's going to want to get back in the car and try to do a little bit better as we see Alan May in car number 99. He's moving up to challenge Nelson Calais in car number 22 as they race off the 4th turn. And Alan May is moving his way up through the field. He started 10th. He now currently runs in the 5th position. He's a driver to watch, as is Nelson Calais. He's looking for that first win, had a 2nd place finish at DeSoto Speedway in Bradenton, so I know that he's starting to feel real racy now. And as he said in speaking with Doug Rice earlier in the broadcast, had kind of a rough first part of the season.
Confidence is the main thing with Nelson. Seems like he's gained confidence in every race he's been in because he's never really been here. He's practiced one here before because he lives here, but just confidence, I think, is the main thing with Nelson.